That's a big tire, Haley. What are you, like 6 foot tall? So that tire's probably 5.5 foot tall, right? Right. Lever right here opens the tailgate. You just step out right here, pull this. Just pushes this rod back here, opens up the hooks in the back. So when we're dumping it and spreading a driveway and not just a pile, you got to figure out how much you want the tailgate to open up. These chains will only allow it to go so far, so you don't put a huge big pile when you're trying to spread out a whole driveway. It makes it a lot easier. Today was my first day doing it, and the first load I had it too far open, so it spread it way too deep. The second time was pretty much perfect, except I forgot to pull the handle and let the tailgate open, so when I lifted it all the way back, nothing come out, which on a smaller truck, maybe it could be dangerous. You could pop a wheelie, but this truck thankfully did not. So these tires are 16R20s. They are about 53 inches tall. And yeah, they really grab. They're good for off-road. This thing is 8x6. There's no axle that turns under here. This is just a floater axle you put down when you get a lot of heavy weight when you're on a straightaway, and which is hard to do with this big truck. You really don't need them, but they're good spare tires. Four-wheel drive in the rear. The front axles are completely selectable, so they're not locked in until you hit an air switch inside, and then it's 6-wheel drive. This button right here locks it into 4-wheel drive in the front, well, 6-wheel drive, engages the front axle. It's your air brake, your washer fluid down there. Wipers, they're air operated wipers. In the military, only that one's working, the other one's probably unhooked. These fans are unhooked, not working. This controls the dump. You just pull up on the PTO right there, operates the pump, gets the pump running to be able to go up or down. This is your up or down. For your bucket in the back, right here, this drops down those floater axles, the third one up in the back. Drops those down when you got a huge load on a straightaway, and this controls your pressure. You probably hear air right now. That's because I got this shut off and it's shooting its air out. But this truck has 43,000 miles on it. When we drove it back from the lower Michigan, we averaged about 65 miles per hour. I'm not sure on the fuel economy yet, but it's probably between 6 and 8-ish if I had to guess. I'll find that out later. Got all your gauges over here. Get your air pressure gauges. Trans oil, oil pressure, fuel gauge, temperature gauge. This one actually has a key, and then you use the push button to start it. Got your turn signals right here. That is for your trailer brakes, air brakes on the back. This has got a nice back window. Nice padded stuff in here. If these were all out of here like most of the military trucks, it would be so much louder in here. It's actually pretty nice in here. Underneath here, is a nice little storage compartment. It's got an old fire extinguisher there and some triangulars for emergency. If you get a flat tire or something, you need to have those in your truck. Got a fire extinguisher in the back. Got my glove compartment here, my insurance and stuff. Yeah, it's got a dome light up here. Works good. Got some huge dusty visors. I dig it. We're way up in the air here. I don't know what Haley's doing down there. Getting ants off her boots. Oh, I forgot to mention, so that pedal right there, it looks like it would be where a clutch pedal would be. That's actually your Jake brakes, so you just give that a tap and then your Jake brakes are activated. When you want to shut them off, you give it one more tap. So here's a couple air tanks. The air tanks control the air brakes and every other thing. That's the air horn and everything else is activated with air on this thing. Underneath these steps right here are the batteries. A couple Optima batteries and just some regular car batteries in there. Newer batteries, actually, usually they run the D style batteries, but someone's converted these already. Underneath these floaters, tires right here, they're activated by these airbags. It's got a massive transfer case right there. It looks like it's leaking, but it's actually that hydraulic hose I showed you above for the dump that's leaking and getting all over everything down here. It wasn't that bad until I drove her a few hours from downstate. These tires are expensive. In excellent shape. They weigh probably 600-700 pounds a piece, I believe. So changing one of those would be probably a Haley job, right? Yeah. This right here is your fuel tank, diesel, of course. I'm not sure if that's a 40 gallon, 50 gallon. I'm not really sure the capacity on this one right off the bat. It doesn't really say. I wonder if it says it in there somewhere. Date liquid. I don't know, I have to figure that out. Another air tank back there. It's another nice storage compartment. It goes way in there. I'm just wondering if that's for maybe shovels or even cones or something. I don't know. You can put whatever you want in there. I'd probably fill it up full of ammunition and maybe either some shotguns or something. Who knows? But you can lock it right here with a padlock so nobody can get in it. If you do put something in it you don't want anybody else to get. A lot of the military trucks, some of the cool ones, will flip the whole front or the whole cab over so you can access the motor and it's easier to work on. But this one's so big they figured they'd make steps climbing up the bumper itself. The hood opens on both sides. Over here, it's like a bat wing style. So this thing, you just unhook those, this comes up. If you lift it, it locks into place. That's for the ether. If it's cold out and it doesn't want to start, you can give it a shot from the cab. I guess I forgot to point that out. Of ether. Big old fan on the front. I'm not sure, but I think that fan engages when it's hot. It'll actually turn on, auxiliary style. I'm not sure. But yes, this is the big Cummins, big cam 400 Cummins motor. And she's a beast. She pushes this around really well. All right, so this side over here, same thing. It pops open on these rubber latches right here. Big giant air cleaner here. Comes down here to the big turbo. Like to put that on a Honda Civic, huh? So that right there is the 1979 AM General M917 8x6 military truck.